Have you ever woken up from a vivid dream, feeling completely different, elated, terrified, or deeply moved, and wondered where you just were? Have you ever glanced at the clock in the middle of the night and seen a series of repeating numbers like 333, feeling a strange, profound sense of significance? We spend nearly a third of our lives asleep, yet we treat it as nothing more than a biological necessity, a pause button on our conscious lives. But what if sleep is not a passive state of rest, but an active spiritual journey? What if, while your body lies still, your soul embarks on an odyssey into a realm far more vast and mysterious than the one we navigate during the day? Modern science can tell us about brain waves, REM cycles, and the function of sleep in memory consolidation, but it can't explain the profound, often archetypal, stories that unfold in our minds. It can't explain why a dream about a forgotten childhood home can feel more real than our waking life, or why we feel a deep, soul-level resonance with a dream character we've never met. To understand this, we must turn to a mind that dared to look beyond the physical and into the metaphysical, the mind of Carl Jung. Jung, the father of analytical psychology, didn't see dreams as random neurological firing. He saw them as a direct communication from the deepest parts of the human psyche, the unconscious. For Jung, the dream world is not a simple fantasy. It is a vital, living landscape where our soul does its most important work. When you fall asleep, your conscious mind, with all its filters and rational defenses, fades away. The gate is opened. Your soul, no longer constrained by the ego, is free to journey into the realm of the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is Jung's most revolutionary concept. Imagine it as a vast, ancient ocean of wisdom and shared human experience that every single one of us is connected to. It is the repository of all the knowledge, symbols, and archetypes that have existed since the dawn of humanity. When you are asleep, your soul is like a small boat on this great ocean. It communes with these archetypes: the hero, the shadow, the wise old man, the great mother. It processes your waking life's conflicts, not through logical thought, but through symbolic drama. The figures and events in your dreams are not random. They are messengers, a coded language from your soul, trying to tell you what your conscious mind has been too busy or too scared to hear. Consider the significance of repeating numbers like 333 shown in the thumbnail. For many, this is more than a coincidence. It's an archetypal synchronicity. Synchronicity, for Jung, was a meaningful coincidence where an inner state and an outer event correspond without a causal link. Seeing 333 in the dead of night, for example, might be a signal from your soul that you are on the right path, or a wake-up call to pay attention to your spiritual journey. It's the universe and your own psyche conspiring to send you a message when you are most receptive, in that liminal space between sleeping and waking. But why does this soul journey happen at night? Because the conscious, rational ego that dominates our daytime life has to step aside. The ego is necessary for survival in the physical world, but it is also a master of suppression. It shoves our fears, our unhealed traumas, and our unexpressed desires into the shadows. At night, your soul is free to retrieve these repressed parts of your being and process them symbolically. A dream of being chased, for instance, isn't about a literal monster. It's about confronting a repressed fear or an unresolved conflict in your waking life that your soul knows you must face. This is your soul's therapy session, a nightly ritual of healing and integration. The journey of the soul at night is about wholeness. Jung believed the ultimate goal of the human psyche is individuation, the process of becoming a complete and whole individual, integrating all parts of yourself, including the dark and the light. Your dreams are a roadmap to this process. They show you where you are imbalanced, where you need to grow, and where your creative energy is blocked. They are the voice of your soul, guiding you back to yourself, one symbolic story at a time. The man in the thumbnail sleeping on the cloud isn't just resting. He is in a sacred space, a cosmic cradle where his soul is actively at work, repairing, learning, and evolving. So the next time you go to sleep, don't think of it as just shutting down. Think of it as a launching pad. You are preparing for a spiritual journey, a nightly descent into the sacred and mysterious world of your own soul. Pay attention to your dreams, not just for their content, but for the feeling they leave you with. These feelings, whether of fear, love, or profound peace, are the echoes of your soul's nocturnal adventure, guiding you to a more conscious, more integrated, and more whole waking life. Your sleep is not an escape from reality. It is a deeper dive into the most fundamental reality of all, the infinite world of your own soul. The soul's nightly work is a crucial part of our overall mental and spiritual health. Think of it like this. Your conscious mind is the captain of a ship, navigating the day-to-day waters of life. But when the captain rests, the ship's crew, the unconscious, is free to work below deck, performing maintenance, cleaning out the ballast, and charting the course for the next day. This is the work of the soul. One of the key things your soul does at night is a process called compensatory function. Your dreams often present material that is the opposite of your conscious, waking attitude. For example, if you are an overly rational person who suppresses your emotions, your dreams might be filled with overwhelming emotional chaos, floods, or dramatic crying. This isn't your psyche trying to torment you. It's a vital rebalancing act. Your soul is trying to compensate for the imbalance in your waking life, urging you to acknowledge the emotional side you have been neglecting. This is a critical mechanism for maintaining psychological health and preventing a one-sided, brittle personality. Furthermore, the nightly journey allows your soul to engage with the archetypes in a direct, unmediated way. The archetypes are not just symbols, they are powerful psychic forces. When you dream of a wise old man, you are connecting with the archetype of wisdom. When you dream of a monstrous figure, you are facing your own shadow, the parts of you that you have rejected. By engaging with these archetypes in your dreams, you are performing a kind of internal psychological work that would be impossible in your waking state. You are wrestling with the universal human condition, not as an abstract concept, but as a lived experience. This is why a dream can leave you with a profound sense of having learned something, even if you can't consciously articulate what it was. The knowledge has been assimilated directly by your soul. The man in the thumbnail, sleeping on the cloud with the clock showing 3:33, is a powerful symbol of this liminal state. The number 333 is often considered an angel number, but in a Jungian context, it is a marker of this synchronistic connection between the conscious and unconscious. It's the universe, or your psyche, saying, "Pay attention. You are in a sacred moment. The veil between the worlds is thin." This moment of waking and seeing the number is not a random alarm clock. It is a moment where the nightly work of the soul is bleeding into your waking consciousness, providing a brief, potent glimpse into a deeper reality. Finally, this understanding of sleep gives us a new perspective on nightmares. Instead of seeing them as something to be feared, Jungian psychology invites us to see them as a gift. Nightmares are often your soul's most urgent messages. They are the psychic equivalent of a fire alarm, telling you that something in your inner life is in crisis and requires your immediate attention. A recurring nightmare, for example, is not a punishment but a repeated plea from your soul to confront a specific unhealed wound or repressed trauma. By learning to face these nightmares, to understand their symbolism and integrate their message, we can transform our greatest fears into our greatest sources of power and healing. Your sleep is not a void. It is a portal. It is a profound, lifelong conversation between you and your soul. By paying attention to the messages it sends, by respecting this nocturnal journey, you are not just getting a good night's rest. you are actively participating in the most important work of your life, the journey of becoming a whole, conscious, and complete human being.